What's going on, guys? In today's video, we're going to be covering some of the GMB optimizations that I've done for a client that's kind of allowed us to expand in some of the surrounding cities. So I'm going to be covering what exactly did we do that ultimately helped this client expand their reach into kind of some of the surrounding cities. Now, I'm not talking about 10 miles away, but I'm talking about a few miles away whenever you start talking about some of the surrounding cities. That is what I'm going to be focusing on. So you can see in this grid right here, it's about a 4 mile radius, and we are breaking into some of the surrounding cities. Um, so you can see this is a 4x4 grid right here. And if we also check some of the keyword rankings right here, we can see air duct cleaning grapevine, air duct cleaning DFW, flower mound, Capel, right? So some of the different areas that we're ranking in. And then you can also see on search here, air duct cleaning grapevine ranking number 1 right here. Air duct cleaning flower mound, we're ranking number 1. Capel ranking number 1, and then Irving, we're ranking number 3 right here. So not bad, because they're able to kind of rank pretty well in a few different areas. I think their main location is in Grapevine, and that they kind of rank in some of the surrounding suburbs or cities, I would say, because they're all kind of suburbs of the DFW or Dallas. So basically, what I would start with is one, you want to make sure that you have your location pages. For this particular client, they do have quite a bit of location pages because besides their SEO, they're also running Google Ads. So they wanted to build out landing pages or city pages for all of the different Google ad campaigns that they are running. So not only did we optimize them for SEO, but they're also kind of optimized for Google Ads, right? But basically, when it comes to location pages, of course, you want to make sure that your on page is on point. And if you've been watching my videos, you probably already know how to do on page SEO. If not, go back and watch some of my videos. But basically, some of the more important things that you need to be aware of when it comes to your on page is one, going to be your title tag. So your title tag is whatever appears on Google search whenever someone does a search. And you can use something like SEO Minion if you want to check your current title tag. Just make sure you have your main keyword and your city in your title tag, and you should be pretty good to go with that. Second, you want to make sure that your H1 or your header one has your exact keyword as well. I actually like to use 2 or 3 H1s. I've actually seen better results from doing it. A lot of people are afraid, or they say you can only have one H1 or Google's going to penalize you or whatever the case may be. But honestly, just test it. I've seen it many, many times where we have multiple H1s and it actually ranks better from whenever we change them to like H2s or H3s. So I think put your main keywords in header ones or H1 tags and just see what happens, right? There's really there's really nothing wrong that can happen, especially if you're not even ranking already. So give that a try. That's what I would suggest. Choose like your top 2 or 3 keywords and make them all into H1s. Secondary ones you can put them as H2s, H3s. I wouldn't really go further than H3s though. And then besides that, you want to make sure that you are sprinkling in your main keyword within the content. And then you also want to do internal linking and external linking. When it comes to location pages, you want to external link to relevant resources. So like right here, we're linking out to uh, the government website for this city. And even more importantly, we're externally linking to our Google My Business share link with an exact anchor text. What does that mean? It means we're externally linking using the keyword we want to rank for, air duct cleaning grapevine. In this case, I just added a couple more words in it so it looks natural. So I just did air duct cleaning services in Grapevine, Texas, but it still has the exact keyword that we want to target within the phrase. And that's really all that matters. You don't really have to be super exact with it as long as you have the keyword within the phrase. That's all that really matters. And if we open that up, you can see that it will bring up the Google map for the client. Now, the link I like to use is a share link. I actually think that one has the most power right now. So you would just go into your maps, click share, copy link, and then you would add that within your actual location page. So that's one thing that I would do. Next thing, if we go here, let's go back to our GMB. So after the location page, you also want to make sure that within your services, you are including the keyword of that area. This is something that most people won't do, especially not most of your competitors. So like if we keep that example going, which it was Grapevine, right? You can see here we have the service air duct cleaning Grapevine, and then we have about 250 words, just kind of briefly describing it. And a real easy way to do this is to use Jasper. So if we go into Jasper and we use the product description feature, so if I just copy this, paste it into here, and then we put the company name, and then air duct cleaning Grapevine is going to be the product, and then we can hit generate AI content, and it's actually going to spit out a few different options, and then we can just choose the best one. As long as it has something about the city, that's all that really matters. So that's what we did here is we basically added the service with the city in it, and then added a brief description using Jasper. Really simple to use. So I would highly recommend you guys to make sure that you are including that keyword within your services. Next thing we want to do is, let me show you guys. If we go to Google search results, so I did a search for air duct cleaning flower mound, and we're actually outranking this company right here that has flower mound in their actual business name. You can see we're here number 1. But if I click on the reviews, and I think it was the first one. So let me see here. So yeah, it was the first one. You can see it mentions flower mound. So Google right here is letting us know that this is the most relevant review that they have right now. So the review is talking about they moved into a new house, and that they hired this company, and then they also, well, since the company name has flower mound in it, they actually ended up including the city in the review without knowing it, if this is a real review. But they did include the city, right? Flower mound. And let me actually go back here. And if we click on more questions, we can kind of see some of the questions that they have. But if I go to ask a question, and I do you service flower mound? It's actually not coming up here. Let me see. Let me see what happens whenever I do branded search. You go here. Let me see. Do you service flower mound? So you can see whenever I do this, that it looks like this is a review, right? And the review is mentioning the city. And again, this is going to be because of the business name. But a lot of the times you'll find that Google is pulling up reviews that have certain keywords in them. And a lot of the time it's because the review has either a keyword or the actual city being mentioned. And Google's seeing that as relevancy, right? So what you can do is, if you can't get the client to add the city or the location in the review, the next best thing would be to add the city in the review response. So that's kind of what we did here. If we go to reviews, you can see we kind of responded and then we added the city in our response to our clients' reviews. So what I would do is you can also use Jasper's review responder. And basically you just have to put the person's review, your business name, their name, spit out a few options. And example, if we wanted to choose this one, you can see it says, "Thank you for choosing Reliant Air Duct Services. We're glad to hear you're pleased with our services. Thank you for the opportunity to serve you." So what I would do is I would literally just add a few words just to optimize the review response a little bit better. So thank you for the opportunity to serve you, and we hope to do so again in the future. Whenever you need any air duct cleaning services in Flower Mound. So that's how I would better optimize this review, and then I would post that, right? So that's another thing you want to do. If you can't get the city in the actual review, make sure to put it in the response of the review, whatever city you're targeting, right? Next thing we want to do is we want to also include it in the GMB free website that we get. So you can see we kind of already filled out the website. First of all, you should be filling out your GMB website, and I have a video going more in depth on this. It's one of my not older, but probably from a few months ago, where I kind of cover this in depth. But basically, what I like to do is I like to just mention things about the services, the company, etc. And then I like to add this area that we provide air duct cleaning services. And in this area right here, let me actually pull up the website. That'll probably be easier. If we go to this section, we kind of just mentioned the areas that we service, but we link out to our location page. So if I click air duct cleaning Grapevine, open that up, it'll actually take me to the location page that we have, right? So that's something that you need to be doing. Make sure you're linking out to your location pages from your Google My Business website. And then another thing I like to do is I like to link out to areas nearby. So for an example, if I click this, it's just like a popular nearby attraction. And what I like to use is I like to use the share link again. So this is going to send the strongest signal right here. Make sure you copy that, and then you can add that into your website that I just lost. Here we go. You can add that in and add your external link from your GMB free website, because this website will get indexed. So you will be generating further signals for yourself for your own website if you do things correctly. So another tip there, guys. And I believe the last thing you want to make sure you're doing is you want to make sure that you are getting some questions asked on your GMB about that service area. So you can see here, do you provide air duct cleaning services in Irving, Capel, Grapevine, right? We just asked this question, do you provide air duct cleaning services in Grapevine? And then make sure you answer that question, right? And you want to make sure you're doing that from another GMB profile separate from the one that you're managing your account. So if you are managing your account, make sure you use a separate Gmail to ask the questions, and then you can answer them from the one that you manage the account in. So those are some of the tips that you should be doing for your GMB to help with your proximity. So I hope you guys enjoyed some of those tips. Make sure you apply them so you can start getting better rankings. Yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.